So if you're planning to add an ADU or a DADU to your property or converting your single family home into multiple units, this is called a high density conversion. Very popular in Seattle, Tacoma, Burien, and honestly statewide at this point with new legislation. I want to talk about some of the details that a lot of investors are overlooking, forgetting, or just disregarding as not that important. And I'm here to tell you, if you're going to be managing or you're going to have a property manager, you're going to have tenants in there, you have to pay attention to these 6 details that I will go over in this video today. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is if you buy a property, a single family home, and you're planning to build the DADU in the back while the front house, it's typically a front house, you rent that out and you're going to do construction while the tenants are living there. That's all fine, but what we have to do is disclose that construction will be going on while they're living there. Otherwise, your lease technically could become invalid because you leased the entire property and now you're taking some of it away. That invalidates the entire lease. So the way we get around that is disclose. We're going to be building this house, this DADU in the back. Here's our site plan if you have it available. And they're going to sign an addendum that they understand that this is going to be going on, that there will be construction while they're living there. And often we offer a rent credit during that construction period because it is a bit of an inconvenience. There's noise, there's dust, and often we need to tap into their utilities to do that construction. So we offer $200 to $300 a month rent credit during the construction phase, which is usually 2 or 3 months. So it doesn't cost you that much and it makes your tenants happy. And most importantly, as you're disclosing, you're gonna lose pretty much this entire backyard and you will still have this little space. You just make it clear and you put it in a DADU addendum, details all of that out, they sign off on it, and now your lease is valid throughout the entire tenancy. The second detail that people often forget is establishing mail service. USPS does not automatically recognize new units. Now, if you do a permitted conversion, they're not going to recognize it at all, and you may not even be able to receive mail at that second unit. But assuming you're doing everything correctly and getting the proper permits, once you've been approved, you have to actually go register your new unit with USPS. Otherwise, your tenants will not be able to have a registered address. They won't be able to get Amazon deliveries, UPS, FedEx, and even internet providers won't be able to set up internet there without the address. So I've put the details on how to do this in the comments below, or the description below, exactly how to go and do this. But basically you have to file a delivery point validation request with United States Postal Service. You have to provide them with the permits, the approved permits and the site plans, wait for approval, which can take up to 4 weeks. And then once you're approved, you have to install an official meets the criteria mailbox. If it doesn't meet their criteria, they won't deliver mail to it. And if you don't have the USPS records, the address doesn't exist and it causes a million problems. Okay, the third detail that investors often miss with these high density conversions is establishing internet service. So you have a brand new DADU, you've got electricity, you've got water, you've got everything, but you didn't set up internet service. This has happened so many times and it's so frustrating for the managers and the tenants. They move into their brand new build. They're so excited. It's new construction. They're the first ones to ever live there. They go on to, Xfinity.com to set up their internet, only to find out there's never been internet there before. So now Xfinity has to send out their installers and it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks for them to get internet. If you had the choice to go without internet or go without water at your house for a week, which would you choose? Most people will go without the water and pick the internet. Okay, a lot of people need it for work. They need it for their entertainment. It's an absolute need at this point. So the way around this is once you have your new address with USPS, immediately call and set up internet. Even though you're not going to be living in the property, you have to sign up for an internet service so that they'll come out and install it. Then they'll install it and then you cancel the service. But now you've established it, and so your tenants going forward can just go online and turn it on. That's what you want, that's what they're expecting, and that's gonna make for the best experience for your tenants and reduce headaches, because it's a very urgent issue when they don't have internet and now they can't work and they have to go to a coffee shop or a library because you didn't figure out that you needed to have internet set up at your new property. The fourth topic that I want to talk about when it comes to high density conversions is utilities. So if you've just converted, added in a little 1-bedroom apartment in your downstairs and now you have shared utilities, you have to figure this out ahead of time. What we require at Sagarius is if you have shared utilities is that you're going to set them up on a flat fee and you're just going to divide it that way. The idea of dividing it like 50-50 by unit, or 40% for the downstairs unit and 60% for upstairs, we found that this causes so many disputes and headaches, and we've even had tenants refuse to pay their utility bill because they don't think the way you're doing it is fair. So it's just very confusing for the tenants and will just cause you problems down the line. So you have a choice to make. Can you get sub-meters so that each unit can be billed for their exact usage? And we're talking electricity, water, sewer, and garbage. Can you set up the 2 different meters for all of your utilities? If you can, great, easy. Now tenants are just responsible for the utilities that they use. If you can't install separate meters, if it's cost prohibitive or you just don't want to do it, use a flat fee billing. Keeps it clear, keeps it simple, and everybody's happier. A fifth detail that people often forget or just don't even consider when they're building a DADU or adding an ADU to their property is parking. Where's everybody gonna park? Okay, it seems like such a minor detail, but it causes so many complaints, confusion, disputes when people don't know where they're gonna park. So figure out where everyone's gonna park. If you can, add lines or signage or create a little map so that when your new tenants move in, your current tenants, or you, if you're living there, know where you park and your tenants know exactly where they're supposed to park. And if anybody has guests, we know where to tell our guests to park and we're not parking in each other's spots and causing problems. Seems like a simple thing, and it really is. It just takes 15 minutes, figure it out, and communicate it clearly. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about when adding an ADU or a DADU to your property is defining the outdoor space. Which unit gets access to which part of the outdoor space, the backyard? Are you dividing it? How will it be? I've seen split levels where one unit is above and one unit's below. The upper unit gets the front yard, the lower unit gets the backyard. It doesn't really matter how you do it as long as it's clearly defined and kind of mapped and people know where their space is. If you want to take it an extra level, like if you have your house and you're building the DADU in the back and you're still going to share the backyard, ideally you'll plant some privacy bushes in between the 2 units, fencing if it's appropriate, adding pavers so it's clearly designated outdoor space for each unit, and make it nice and clear. No disputes. They know what to keep clean. They know which area is theirs, where they can hang out, where they shouldn't hang out. And so everybody wants outdoor space. Everybody enjoys outdoor space. It's a really great amenity to have. Just make sure they know which part is for them. Okay, high density conversions, ADUs, DADUs, they are on the rise, they are popular, and for good reason. We need more housing in Seattle and greater areas. It's bringing in more housing, it's driving prices down, which is great for everyone. But you have to get the details right or it's just gonna cause a bunch of problems. And I hope this video you found the 6 main things that people often forget, little minor details that make a huge difference for the life of you and for your tenants. If you found this video helpful, go ahead, like, subscribe, and you can follow along for more property management tips and tricks.